Are you a contractor who's tried to put systems in their business? Maybe you've tried to write an SOP or a standard operating procedure, and really at the end of the day, it's taken a ton of time and it hasn't really moved the needle much in your business. Give me just the next couple of minutes and I'm going to walk you through the exact process I shared with a bathroom remodeler that not only got his jobs done early, but he also had zero rework, zero mistakes, the client was happy, and his employees were actually excited to follow his standard operating procedure, his process that he wrote down. Most of the time when I talk to contractors, they're having a hard time getting their employees to do what they want them to do. But this simple shift in how I actually implement the SOP is really the key to growing your business, having your jobs finish early, having no rework, and really making more profit on your jobs at the end of the day. That's the whole point of having an SOP, is so your business can be streamlined, you can have fewer mistakes, and you can get off the tools instead of being in that firefighter position. Hey, if we haven't met yet, I'm Liz Chisholm, and I help contractors just like yourself grow your business with streamlined systems and processes. So Kyle came to me frustrated that his guys were not doing what he wanted them to do on the job site. He was constantly having to jump back to the job site and fix a mistake or walk them through the process or any number of things. So what I had Kyle do is, first of all, he needed to get all of the information that was in his head out on a piece of paper. Now, this is what most people think is the hardest part. They sit down at the computer, they hit writer's block, they don't know what to write, they write a few words down, they hand it to their employee, and seriously, who wants to do that? Who wants to spend hours and hours writing down their process? So instead, he went to the job site and he pulled out his phone and he started his Wave AI app. This is an app that you can record your conversations and it turns it into a transcript. So he walked through the entire process. In this case, it was how to tile a shower from start to finish. Prep, waterproofing, tiling, grouting, everything. All of it done. And so he walked through step by step what to do, how to do it, how to troubleshoot, and everything. Then he took that entire transcript from Wave AI and he put it into ChatGPT and said, hey, here's this transcript. Here's the guys who are going to be following it. Here's the goal that I want with it. Write a SOP with this transcript. Then I told him to take that SOP and instead of handing it to his employees and saying, okay, now it's time for you to follow this SOP because you're not following the process that I already told you. So now I wrote it down for you to follow it. That is not going to work. So he handed them the SOP and he said, hey, I created a process because we're growing. I want to streamline this process. I want us to always have high quality work. That means we can't have any mistakes. So I made this process and here's what I want you to do with it. I want you to go through this entire thing and I want you to find 10 mistakes with this SOP. Tell me everything that's wrong. Tell me the process that you use that's different than this. Tell me why something that I wrote down is not going to work. Let me know the nitty-gritty details and tell me why it's not going to work. Now this empowers his employees to actually read it and give him feedback. So when they help create the process, that is what creates the buy-in. If you just hand somebody a piece of paper and expect them to follow it, that is not the way you're going to build a team that's going to run on systems. Instead, you're going to build a team that really just goes behind your back and does whatever they want to do because they're not going to follow your process in the first place. And so once they went through and said, well, this is wrong, I do it this way, this person does it this way, he was able to gather that feedback and go, okay, what process do we want to go through? What is the right process based on your feedback? How do we update this? So then they updated the SOP. From there, he implemented and said, okay, on the next 2 jobs, follow this SOP and let's see what happens. So of course, because they'd already read the SOP, they'd already made the changes, they already were bought into the process, they now knew the right way to do things, and they were also invested in it because it was like, well, let's test this out. Let's see if it works. So they tested it out, and guess what? They finished both of those jobs before they had scheduled them to finish. They actually got them done ahead of time. And in construction, that's almost unheard of because most of things take way longer. Most things are delayed. Most things have unexpected issues that pop up. And so by them really knowing what to expect, how to do it, what to do, and they had all the processes down, they were able to finish the jobs early and they had no mistakes, no rework, no firefighting. Like, customer was super happy because they were like, whoa, you guys finished early and it looks amazing. Now here's the best part. Not only did they have an SOP or a piece of paper that said how to do all their processes for bathroom remodel, his employees were actually grateful for the process. They were like, now we know what to do. Now we're not guessing. Now we're not making it up as we go along. Now we know what your standards are. Wow, this feels good. That momentum is going to carry you on for the rest of your SOPs. That is how you're going to be able to scale scale your business fast because it's like, okay, let's do the next one. What's the next bottleneck in our business? What's the next issue in our business? What's the next immediate constraint in our business that we can solve and we can solve together as a team? And so if you're a business owner, growing your business, having systems and processes is not hard. Implementing systems and processes in your business to streamline your business so you actually get the results of those SOPs is really just simple. Follow these steps and I'll see you in the next video.